Two-thirds of the French population will be under curfew from Saturday as authorities struggle to contain the second infection wave which is sweeping through Europe. Prime Minister Jean Castex announced the measures earlier this evening. The curfew is already in place in 9 major French cities. That will expand to include 54 departments and remain in place for at least 6 weeks. It's the government's latest bid to curb rising infection numbers, which Castex warned are likely to get worse next month.
The coming weeks will be difficult. Our health services will be pushed to the limit, and the number of dead will continue to increase. The new cases of today will be the sick people hospitalized tomorrow, and sadly, in some cases, the deceased in the following days. The month of November will be demanding. We already know this. Every day, fatalities increase.
Well, for more on this, let's cross over to Paris where we can speak to our reporter, Guillaume Desjardins. Guillaume, good evening to you. You know, cities such as Paris, Marseille, Lyon, they've already been under these tighter curfew measures. Which other places are now going to be joining them?
Well, indeed, as you said, 9 major French cities have already been under curfew for the last week, starting at 9 p.m. But now the curfew has been extended to 38 new departments as well as the overseas territory of French Polynesia. That brings up the total number to 46 million French people. That's about 2/3 of the population, mostly in basically a broad eastern half of France, starting from Lille in the north all the way down to Montpellier in the south. That is basically the departments are on the eastern borders next to Belgium, Germany, Switzerland or Italy. These are the places where the COVID is more active. And as hospitals are declaring more and more trouble to deal with the number of cases, these departments have been put under maximum red alert in France.
Guillaume, how soon is the French government expecting to see some sort of results from these new curfew measures?
Well, the government has been saying it for months already, and Jean Castex reminded it today. 2 days sick will be tomorrow's hospitalized, and the next day's dead, he said today, as we just heard it. These scary words are a way to convince French people to implement the social distancing measures. Of course, today's measures will only bear fruits in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and everyone has in mind the Christmas holidays, the winter holidays coming up, and we want to make sure that the number of contaminations goes down before that, so that hopefully people will be able to spend the holidays with their families. Right now, the hospital usage for ICUs, the rate of occupancy is close to 44%. The government expects to lower that number by lowering the number of sick people, but also increasing the number of available beds. Right now, there are about 5,800 available beds. The government said it can, within 2 weeks, increase it to 7,200 and potentially up to 10,700 beds, but with difficulties. So the best way, I guess, would be to lower the number of contaminations.
Guillaume Desjardins joining us from Place de la République. Thank you very much indeed.